we sing. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, God loves you and I love you too. Feel the love and the unity. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. Now look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize the God in you. Feel the love and the unity. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, from every walk of life, every creed and color, in kinship we unite. In honor of the God in each other. Yeah, now take a look at the person next to you. Say, namaste, I bow to you. Feel the love and the unity. Oh, lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love.
Welcome, everyone. Sorry I'm late, but nature called. What can I say? So, welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living here in Granada Hills, California. For those of you joining us online, because we do live stream here, we are located in the North San Fernando Valley, and we are a place to welcome all who practice their beliefs and faith and love. Our musical inspiration today is the wonderful Teresa James. Give her some love and look for her CD. What was the title again?
With a little help from her
With
friends.
a little help from her friends, which is what we want to give her today to help move her CD up the charts. It's on Billboard right now, so congratulations on that. And also our presider today, the wonderful Reverend Nicole Robbins, our ministeress. Our mistress of youth and family. Yeah. All right, so let's start by taking a deep, conscious breath. Maybe even batten down the hatches in the back there as we just release and allow ourselves to surrender to this eternal now moment as we come together for our call to service, which we call lighting the flames of faith. And we perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples, all faiths, all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence which we call spirit. Now, fundamental to this truth is a unifying nature of all religious thought and experience which we honor here this morning. So as Reverend Nicole lights the first candle, it's for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium the natural way. We light the second candle for shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. The third candle we light for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. The fourth candle we light for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We We light the 5th candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the 4 noble truths and the path of compassion. The 6th candle we light for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the 7th candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the 8th candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the 9th candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. The 10th candle we light for all those who are as yet unaware of the power and presence of Spirit in their lives, for the space we hold for them here in our sanctuary, within our online community, and of course, within our own hearts. And as Reverend Nicole lights the healing candle, please put silently into the light the names of anyone you wish to have experience the healing flame of God's eternal love.
There is one flame that burns in our hearts. There is one light that shines through our love. We light this flame with faith. We find this light within our own soul. There is one flame, one light within.
As we go to that place of consciousness within us, recognizing the one power, the one source, the divine infinite, this spiritual magnificence, this God energy that flows so deeply through myself and each and every one here and those online. It's just with a grateful heart that I know that this service is perfect. The music is brilliant. My voice works well. I know that health and radiance are abound. And I know on this Super Bowl Sunday, the Sunday before Valentine's Day, the day of love, the right and perfect plays are made by both teams. As we watch, we celebrate, and those not watching have even a more brilliant day out in the gorgeous sun. And I just say thank you for this day. I say thank you for this opportunity to be here, to be of service for our center. And I just release and let go, and together we say, and so it is. Well, good morning, everyone. I'm very excited I have a voice today, because yesterday I did not have a voice. I was texting Kitty and Vino going, please pray for me. Andrea, please pray for me that I can actually speak today. So this is pretty good. Today's talk is Ponderings by Nikki while sitting in her jacuzzi. So I sit in my jacuzzi 3 to 4 nights a week. And I was sitting there the other night and looking up at the stars. And here in Los Angeles, because the lights are so bright, you see stars, but you don't see them all. And I was thinking about how Ernest Holmes says there's a power and good in the universe available to everyone, and we can use it for good. But how do we know there's a power in the universe? How do we know? And as I was looking up at the stars, I go, well, Nikki, you know there's a lot more stars up there just because you can't see them. There are stars up there. But when can we see the stars? Well, we can see the stars when we go to a dark place, like on top of a mountain or the desert where there are no lights. So in order to see these bright stars, I have to go to a dark place. And sometimes when we go to a dark place in our life and we're struggling, that's when we really see the light. That's when we see this power for good that is within us that we can use. So that was my pondering in the jacuzzi, that sometimes life gets really dark and we struggle. And Ernest says, I do not believe that God has imposed suffering upon anyone to punish them or to teach them lessons, but sometimes our human selves will take us to that dark place. But that's where the light is. That's where the lessons are. That's where the stars come out, is when we're in that dark place. And what helps us get us through that dark place is love. And here we are, the Sunday before Valentine's Day, the day of love. Or I used to call it Single Awareness Day. But now I call it Loving Myself Day. So I don't have to have a Valentine to love myself. So I can make sure, no more joking about it being Single Awareness Day. It's now the day for me to really treat myself with love. And love is how we're going to get through that dark place, that dark night of the soul, as they call it. Ernest also says, life is infinite energy coupled with limitless creative imagination. It is the invisible essence, the stuff we don't see. We don't see it, it's invisible. But it's there because, like the stars, and substance of every visible form. Its nature is goodness, truth, wisdom, and beauty, as well as energy and imagination. Our highest satisfaction comes from the sense of conscious union with this invisible life. So just because we can't see it, it doesn't mean it's there. So sometimes let's go to that high mountaintop where the stars are brilliant and we could see that light, because that light is within us, fueled by love. So thank you for letting me share.
I can't see the stars anymore living here. Let's go to the hills where the outlines are clear. Bring on the wonder, bring on the song. I pushed you down deep in my soul for too long. I fell through the cracks at the end of our street. Let's go to the beach, get the sand through our feet. Bring on the wonder, bring on the song. I pushed you down deep in my soul for too long. Bring on the wonder, we got it all wrong. We pushed you down deep in our souls for too long. Don't have the time for a drink from the cup. Let's rest for a while till our souls catch us up. Bring on the wonder, bring on the song. I pushed you down deep in my soul for so long. Bring on the wonder, we got it all wrong. We pushed you down deep in our soul. So hang on, bring on the wonder, bring on the song. I pushed you down deep in my soul for too long.
I just say it's pretty amazing we have a musician who can go with what we say and have a song come out. That was like perfect. So thank you. All right, announcements are up here somewhere. Okay, announcements. First off, I want to say Rita's in the house. And Marge Leicester's in the house. I mean, come on. What a great day with that. And all you other wonderful fellows are in the house as well. So let's see. Practitioners are available today in the treatment room for a 2-minute tune-up. If you're joined, there's prayer support on our website, CSLGH.org, for those needing prayer support. And it doesn't have to be, it could be glory to greater glory. Like, we can lift. We don't have to do prayer just because something's wrong. We could do prayer to really give us that energy boost and know that all is well. Our online fellowship meeting today is 11:45, hosted by Agneta. But those of us here, we have lovely coffee and treats in the other room afterwards, so please join us for fellowship there. Welcome back, our youth church. 2 weeks ago, last week we had our first youth church back, and we had kids. It was fantastic. And this next Sunday is our youth church, so please bring your kids and your teens, and we are always looking for volunteers for all aspects of that. And it's the 10:30 service, and I was so excited about that. Law of Attraction is 1 o'clock on Zoom. You can email Emily for details, joyvibrations@gmail.com. The 4T Prosperity class is coming soon, Monday, March 6th, from 6:30 to 8:30. It is the 4T Prosperity Program is a spiritual program dedicated to the idea of living an abundant life. Reverend Dr. Maureen will be teaching that class via Zoom. So you can contact Reverend Dr. Maureen at drmaureenhoyt@gmail.com to sign up for this class to get your Zoom login and your materials. All right, did I go too fast on that? Just come talk to me after if you need the email addresses. All right, if you would all rise and join us in our Declaration of Principles. We believe in one universal spirit, manifesting through all, natural and incarnated in us. We believe that the universal spirit, everyone who recognizes its presence. We believe that our faith operates upon law of mind, which automatically manifests in our experience according to that faith. We believe in the unity of all life and the immortality of the individual soul forever expanding. We believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the giveness of life to all.
Now sing with me. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. We are opening. We are opening. Our hearts are ready to receive. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. We are opening. We are opening. Our hearts are ready to receive. We are opening.
All right, very nice. Thank you, Teresa. An excellent job by you, as always. So, inquiring minds want to flow. So remember the old, what was it, National Enquirer? Is that still out? Yes. All right. I used to be inquiring minds want to know, right? Yeah. This mind really couldn't give a rip about that anymore. But inquiring minds want to flow. I like that. Our February theme of curiosity as a superpower, tying into our annual theme of living out loud this year for 2023. Great way to be as we really are really stepping into life renewed after being fallow for a couple of years. We'll just nicely call it that. And of course, today is Super Bowl Sunday and Valentine's Day right behind it. So, a lot going on. I have to say, living out loud as our annual theme seems to be somewhat apropos given the national obsession this week. A time when oppositional forces line up, square up, get their hands dirty, get the measure of each other, and only to embrace at the end of the game and say, good game. Of course, I'm speaking about Valentine's Day, the national holiday for unrealized expectations. I know, far too cynical to be a minister, right? All right, let me keep going here. Oh, there we go, that's more like it. Yeah. So, but seriously, you know, there's a nice couple there. It is Super Bowl Sunday, so for our friend Thibault, if he's joining us from France, or my cousin Martina in Ireland. So Super Bowl Sunday over here is sort of like when France and England play in the World Cup, right? Or if you're in Ireland, it's like when Mayo plays Dublin in Gaelic football, or this year it was Dublin and Kilkenny in the national hurling thing. So they know how to do insanity over there just fine, just like we do, right? But it's a little bit different. So in Ireland, each county has its own sports team. So it would be like if each state had their own football team and you would play that way, which I have to say makes it a lot more exciting and much more personal. Because win or lose, people have a lot of skin in the game over there. So it's really fun. And the Super Bowl this year should be a close one. Both are really strong teams. I heard the point had even narrowed to 1 point from the handicappers. It's really hard to pick a winner. In fact, Vegas is so nervous that they are hiring young talent to help handicap the game this year. They're recruiting kids to crunch numbers up to the last minute to handicap the game this year. Poor kid. Yeah. What a way to put polynomial, I don't even know why I know that, but it's kind of scary that I do. All right. Now, it may not seem like it at first, but both of these events do kind of support the talk title today. Inquiring minds want to flow. For to engage with curiosity and to really harness the gifts with curiosity as a practice, as a spiritual practice, we should want to be able to use flow as an ally, as a tool, which means that we are going to want to let go a bit, and to let life come to us, lest we charge into things all willy-nilly and thwart the very opportunity we wish to embrace. Now, one of Holmes's great themes for creating effective living is to remember and know. To remember and know that what we are seeking is seeking us. And that is never truer when we seek to know our purpose in life. Is this true or no? See or no? Yes. See. Holmes writes this, Ernest Holmes. Now, aren't these two ladies gorgeous? Yeah. Anyway, in expressing more life, we are expressing a greater degree of infantness. They make up words in religious science, by the way, in case you didn't know. A greater degree of infantness of the Spirit. We are more completely personified. This is the real purpose and meaning of existence. It is the nature of the Spirit to express through us, not in limitation, fear, or want, but in freedom. And this is from Holmes. He wrote this back in 43, Lessons in Spiritual Mind Healing. Now this really is a quite freeing philosophy. So even for those of us who come from other denominations before this, we're not casting anything off, right? We take our good where we can find it. So we take what we've learned from the disciplines that we've come from, and then we bring it into the idea that God is working for us by working through us. That the Creator, in its infinite wisdom, is having an experience of itself by the thing it creates. So that all 7.9 billion of us, that the Spirit is having an experience of itself, of the creative nature of the living Spirit itself by means of each person, right? And now even this is kind of a humanly chauvinistic way of seeing it. It's really about the Spirit having an experience of itself by means of all its creation. That's a very dynamic idea. And one that hopefully gives us a sense of confidence rather than dread. One that sets us free rather than locks us into self-judgment or self-recrimination, thinking up all the ways that this is not true for me. Because really the only thing that is necessary to have this experience of life in this way is to get out of our own way. Right? So the teacher said, knock and I shall enter. Right? The two greatest commandments, love God with your whole heart, soul, mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. Well, what happens if you don't love yourself so much? Right? So you're judging yourself for, body image, not rich enough, not smart enough, didn't go to the right school, passed over for a promotion. Or, I remember for years I used to say, I'm just a carpenter. Just a carpenter. Until one day I woke up and I said, there aren't many dudes who can do what I do. Right? How many people did I know could take a raw piece of wood and fashion it into almost anything? Right? So there's honor in all that we do, whatever it is that we do. It's not about just being anything. It is being all that we are and to being an avenue for the Spirit to express itself. Now, imagine life if everyone knew this to be so, that they didn't just see the divine as something that was very confined within a particular dogma, or let's even release the word dogma and use the word lens, right? That we see the world through a particular lens. Now, this is not hopeful. This is not helpful. It's not hopeful either, but it's really not helpful to see anything in life through a restrictive lens. Would we want to be in a relationship where our partner sees us in some restricted or limited way? No. Do we want to live in a body where we see our body as restricted or limited in any way? No. Do we want to create art? Start with a blank canvas or a blank sheet or a blank computer screen, restricted in some way? Or do we want to open ourselves up for the creative impulse of life? to express itself through us. You know, music is such a great metaphor for this, right? Music comes out of nowhere. Really, right? You capture ideas. Now you have to learn, you have to train the mind. A trained mind is more powerful than an untrained mind. Or when it comes to my guitar playing, trained fingers are more powerful than untrained fingers. Right? But we express at the level of our training oftentimes. But even this is a limitation. Because if you can, even if you only know 3 chords, if you play them with soul, you can be Keith Richards. For you younger folks, he was a guitar player with a band called the Rolling Stones. But how to access that? The truth is it's all around us, but how do we access it? Well, there's a poet, John O'Donohue, Irish fella. He wrote this in his poem, For a New Beginning. For a New Beginning. In out-of-the-way places of the heart, where your thoughts never think to wander, this beginning has been quietly forming, waiting until you were ready to emerge. In out-of-the-way places of the heart, where your thoughts never think to wander, this beginning has been quietly forming, waiting until we were ready to emerge. So Reverend Beverly Strutt, she's out of East Hawaii. She writes this week that there is deep within us a divine calling awaiting our discovery, expressed in the way that only we can express it. And when it comes forward, it brings with it many gifts. One of the greatest is the feeling of being in flow. There are unique gifts that each one of us possess, regardless of what we do for a living, how we make our daily bread, whether we're celebrating the National Singles Holiday or in a long-time relationship. There is that within us that is uniquely our own. So one of the things, just staying with the construction thing for another minute or two, the most important guy on a construction site for building stuff, who do you think that is? It's the laborer. If you don't have the laborer, nothing gets done. The place is a mess. I had laborers who could dig a perfect square trench, which is what you have to do to build a proper foundation, right? You can't just let anybody do that, right? To have someone who can do that. So whether we're laborers, dishwashers, fill in the blank. It's important that we embrace what it is that we do, for in that our expertise shines. And when we're in that place, then we really are in the flow of life. So this is a very Taoist way of being. This idea of living in flow, which may appear to be passive at first, because, it is about letting go, and yet it is not. We are not simply waiting to see what life is going to bestow upon us, but rather to capture a vision. What is it that we want? Most of us are very clear on what we don't want. But this isn't really going to demonstrate anything except more of what we don't want. what is necessary is to really cast a vision. And to cast a vision means to invite the Spirit. You know, what is Spirit's highest idea for my life? And these could be things that are very simple, like to eat less cookies, perhaps. Or it could be to make a career change. To capture a vision. And then do our prayer work, our spiritual mind treatment work around the thing desired. And then to rest in the flow of life, resisting nothing, doing what is ours to do, yes, and at the same time resisting the urge to strive, to control, and especially resisting the need to manipulate. Manipulation is a killer, man. It's a demonstration killer. What we're wanting to do is to flow. You know, flow has harmony. It has peace. It has creativity. It has love. I started playing around with this science of mind stuff, and in the beginning, of course, you know, it's a, you know, change your thinking, change your life. And so I'm like, you know, like many people, I spend the first couple of years going, oh, I shouldn't be thinking that way. Goddamn thing. Oh, I shouldn't be talking like that, right? Or life's a bitch and then you die. No, that's not right anymore, right? And so we kind of monitor ourselves, right, to the point of distraction, right? Everybody does this. You know, in my case, I took a lot of work, right? Because my go-to had a lot of profanity in it. That's probably hard for you to believe, I know. But what I came to see was that as the level of my profanity was going up, it was the indicator of how much frustration, how much anger, how much unhealed stuff was within me that I really needed to address. And I was ready to address it because I was sick and tired of being sick and tired of demonstrating the same old jive. So this teaching is great for that. It breaks that cycle of futility, sometimes even mediocrity, and instead allows us to step into the field of infinite possibilities for good, where love is expressing as the law of life, where the infinite power and presence of the divine is expressing in, through, and as our life, bound by only the law of its own being, which is also infinite, and bound by our unconscious beliefs about how this is not so. And that, of course, is where the work is. So, again, we're not waiting for life to bestow anything, but to rather capture a vision, do our prayer and spiritual mind work around the thing desired, to rest in the flow of life, resisting nothing, doing what is ours to do, resisting control. And this practice is not easily done, you know, and at the same time, within this, as we practice it and become a bit more confident, there's a subtle energetic of confident expectancy. That as we cast a vision and we speak our word with confidence into the mind, so the idea that the mind of the divine is everywhere present and we are both thinking into it and thinking with it, that is both impressing itself and expressing itself in, through, and as life, in, through, and as our life specifically, because that's really what we care about. Yes? Yes, we care about other people. That's good. But we want to make sure our own bread's buttered first, or that we have bread. Yes? And, that's still spiritual, because we cannot give away something we haven't got. We can't give away love we don't feel. So this is the practice. This is a little different. There aren't just 10 rules to follow and then you get the golden ticket. And Peter says, "You're in." Or, no, we got a warm seat waiting for you. Down there with the rest of the contractors and the lawyers. Down you go. No. We treat. Right? We rest in this confident expectancy in the flow of life. We treat, which means that we are casting a vision for our life and speaking our word with confidence for what it is that we do want, knowing with confident expectancy that it is done to us as we believe. So we expect the demonstration to present itself, even then knowing that it may not look precisely the way we thought it would. Now, Holmes says, this guy Ernest Holmes wrote, that it seems that humans exist for the purpose of self-expression. There appears to be no other reason or excuse for our being. The infinite has already implanted within us an instinctive intuition, which is the spiritual knowledge of good. And our whole growth results from an inner awakening. An inner awakening. There's nothing out there, but rather a realization that the presence, all that the presence is right where we are. There is no spot where God is not, including right where you are sitting right now, whether you're here, online, or watching later. So I want to finish by sharing with you this O'Donoghue poem. So I'm just going to invite you. I'm going to invite Teresa to tinkle as we take a deep breath and release for a new beginning. In out-of-the-way places of the heart, where your thoughts never think to wander, this beginning has been quietly forming, waiting until you are ready to emerge. For a long time, it has watched your desire, feeling the emptiness growing inside you, noticing how you willed yourself on, still unable to leave what you had outgrown. Noticing how you willed yourself on, still unable to leave what you had outgrown. It watched you play with the seduction of safety and the gray promises that sameness whispered. Heard the waves of turmoil rise and relent. Wondered, would you always live like this? Though your destination is not yet clear, you can trust the promise of this opening. Though your destination is not yet clear, you can trust the promise of this opening. Unfurl yourself into the grace of beginning that is at one with your life's desire. Awaken your spirit to adventure. Hold nothing back. Learn to find ease in risk. Soon you will be home in a new rhythm. For your soul senses the world awaits you. So for our practice today, between the Tostitos and mojitos, let's see if we can pay just a little bit of attention, see what we can glean from everything that life is showing to us, so that we can cultivate a sense of awe. And maybe awe then is the gateway to curiosity, and curiosity is the gateway to awe. To know that awe is not just simply the bound to religion, but yet to everyday experience, to see the expression of the divine in so-called ordinary things, to allow that awe to awaken a sense of love, of peace, of harmony, of unity and connection. That this Valentine's Day maybe revert to the practice long ago of reaching out to the sick, the infirm, those stuck at home or behind bars. To find ways that we can step out of our comfort zone and to express love and to feel that law of circulation, knowing that as we're stepping out into this new adventure, that the Spirit is rising to meet us, to feel a sense of grace, of power, of peace, and love in that moment. And then come back next week and report. We'll check in with each other.
In your heart of hearts, there is a voice that speaks from truth, not from choice, and it sees all, not just in part. Deep within your heart of hearts, in a secret place, known to your soul, you can't hide. But you can go, and when it's all too much, and you fall apart, there's a place called your heart of hearts. Just listen to your life, it's talking to you. There'll always be a light that's shining through you, coming from a well that never runs dry. When you're at that point, down on your knees, you'll find your weakness can be your strength. 'Cause where one ends, the other starts. Deep within your heart of hearts. It's talking to you. There'll always be a light that's shining through you, coming from a well that never runs dry. When you're at that point, down on your knees, you'll find your weakness can be your strength. 'Cause where one ends, the other starts. Deep within your heart of hearts.
Surprise! Isn't that a beautiful song? Let's give it up for Teresa James.
Thank you.
We were teasing Margie a little bit because she didn't know this song was coming her way today. So anyway, I love that song. All right, and so I'm going to ask, just bring up the basket today, Chloe, if you would. There you go. Thank you. And we'll use your suppressant. All right. Thank you, Chloe. All right, so if you've come prepared with the physical offering today, just make your way up to the basket as you can. And for those of you who practice your generosity through the mail and online giving, just know that we're deeply grateful. So speaking of which, while we do our offering song, maybe those of you online will take a moment and send a little love our way. All right. We can sing this with Teresa today, can't we? So when you're ready, just come forward.
Spirit gives through me, Spirit receives through me, Spirit gives and breathes through me, Spirit lives and breathes through me, Spirit gives through us, Spirit receives through you, Spirit lives and breathes through you. Oh, Spirit lives and breathes through you. Spirit gives through us, Spirit receives through us, Spirit lives and breathes through us. Spirit lives and breathes through us.
So going within for just a moment longer, recognizing that this gift represents the heart of the individual. By whatever means their generosity finds its way to the center, either through online giving, through bill pay, or through being here physically in the sanctuary, that all of it is a demonstration of consciousness that knows and knows that it knows that God is our source, our substance, our supply. So it also represents the heart of this spiritual community as we accept these gifts with deep love and respect, knowing that they go forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless the vision and mission of this Center for Spiritual Living and anyone connected to it in any way, that we extend a blessing of peace, harmony, and prosperity upon our community of Granada Hills, our city of Los Angeles, our state of California, our United States of America, all of its churches, temples, mosques, schools, universities, the people who attend them, the people who support them, that we know for our planet as well, that in some wonderfully crazy cosmic way that all of it is an emanation from the very heart-mind of the living Spirit, the creative impulse of life itself, making itself known in this earth realm. And to the extent that we know this to be so, we see it demonstrating itself in ways great and small. This lifts our hearts. We feel a sense of grace and power that propels us into ways of spiritual living that raise not only our own hearts, not only our own lives, but the lives of those around us as well. And that's a good thing. And together we acknowledge this by saying, and so it is. Amen. So let's give Teresa some love one more time.
Thank you.
And so she does have CDs for sale today, so you can check that out, or you can go online. And what's it called again?
With a little help from my friends.
With a little help from my friends. It's a wonderful CD. It is a reformulated, remastered by the masters of Beatles songs from a woman's point of view, some of them. Yeah, they're great songs. So check it out. It's very creative, and the musicianship is excellent. And, of course, the songs you know. All right, so are you going to be able to make it through?
Yes, I can.
Try not to hock a lung up while you're praying. Right? And so thank you. I shouldn't have said that out loud. That was my inside voice. Yes, so thank you all for being here. It's great to see you, and it's great to see you. I thought that was you.
Eagles or Chiefs today?
Toss up.
Toss up. All right.
Who cares? It's not the Seahawks.
So sorry. All right, as we take a deep, conscious breath and try not to hawk up a lung, connecting to the Spirit, knowing that all is well, this divine energy, this universal presence, this infinite possibility, energy that surrounds and enfolds each and every one of us here, knowing that the right words were spoken today, knowing that as we all go forward during the week, we look up at the stars and we just count our possibilities, knowing that there is a power for good in the universe that we can use for our creative flow, knowing that the football players today are supported and use as infinite possibilities as they reach out for that one-handed, one-finger catch, scoring the touchdown, celebrating, knowing all of us are enjoying our, what did he say, the Tostitos, our mojitos, knowing that they nourish us, go exactly where they need to. And as we move forward during the week, we just celebrate love, whether it's with a partner or with ourselves, knowing that we are whole, perfect, and lovable exactly how we are and where we are. It's just with a grateful heart I say thank you for each and every one here. Thank you for Teresa's beautiful music and Reverend Mike's words. I say thank you to our AV. And I know we go about this week with this grateful heart. And we just release it and let it go. And together we say, and so it is.
All right, if you guys want to stand up and sing and join a circle, let's help me sing on this. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
you.